why it's important that more regular people get involved instead of just throwing up their hands saying there's nothing they can do.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for talking to us. You're a very good example of how people can get some things done at the local level. I understand people's skepticism, but I don't understand the cynicism of just throwing up your hands and saying the system is too corrupt, it's hopeless, we can't do anything. That's exactly what they want you to do. I really appreciate you people at the Free State Project in New Hampshire, and especially you, Mark Warden, for standing up and fighting for liberty up there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
Good luck today. And again, a good example of why participation in the electoral process, if you do it strategically, can be effective. And of course, New Hampshire is a unique situation. That's why it was picked by the Free State Project. It's a very small state to start with, and the ratio of people to their representatives is very small. The amount of money that's in play there is very small compared to most states. Nevertheless, you can still do something at the local level. There is still a lot of power that is just sitting there that we could turn towards serving the cause of liberty. Now stay with us. We're going to be right back for more election updates.
And welcome back to our continuing coverage. This is the final stretch here at InfoWars. Our great panel here, John Bound and also Rob Dew. We've been bringing you all this marathon election coverage.
5.5 hours in.
Yeah, 5.5 hours in. We're trying to end about midnight Central Standard Time. And we do this with the support from our great viewers, people who log on to prisonplanet.tv, where you can get yourself a 15-day free trial. It supports our broadcast. It's what gives us the equipment to go out into the field, like you saw Joe Biggs out there earlier. Also, all the great stuff you see here in the studio, all the guys working behind the scenes. Can we get a control room shot to show all the guys out there working hard? This is what your money goes to.
That's Joe.
Joe goes to Joe Jennings.
He's doing all the work.
Yeah, there's Joe. He's doing our Skype stuff.
Working hard.
Also,
really
there's Joe
Biggs
Biggs.
is back.
Yeah, Marcos, CJ, all
Nico,
the guys over there. So
Ricardo.
Yeah, that's what it goes to. So that's what you guys support. You go to prisonplanet.tv, or you go to the InfoWars shop and you get some of our high-quality products. So like, Rob D, what do you have over there?
Look, check this out. The last 5.5 hours, 6, is brought to you by the Wake Up America blend. If you can get that on camera 4 over there, if that one's still up. Yeah, there it is. You have the Patriot blend and the Immune Support blend. This is what we've been drinking all night. Pots of coffee, keeping us moving and looking at all the news and trends that are going to affect you in this new, I guess, this new paradigm now that we have a Republican-controlled Senate and House. I don't think we're going to see much change.
No, I don't see much change in our future either, but we've been out here working like robots. And on the note of robots, you guys have a lot of news. We were talking about that. You teased that a little bit earlier today. We saw the was it the Wildcat or the Big Dog, whatever that robot was, the running robot, the things that parallel what you see in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, robots are going to be destroying us very soon. I predict within
Or we'll be destroying robots.
There's going to be a fight. But it's not going to be bloody at first. At first, they're just going to start taking your jobs. You look at computer world, 1 in 3 jobs will be taken by software or robots by 2025. That's about 11 years away.
That's a heartbeat away.
And we hear that the greeters at some of your big chain stores, they're starting to be replaced by robots.
We're going to get to that.
That's incredibly important.
Could a robot do your job? USA Today. Well, you know, they're going to be writing newspaper articles coming up soon. Ping pong playing robot to seek factory job. This is out of Forbes. So they've taught robots how to play ping pong. China now has 30 industrial robot factories. Could double robot population by what? 2017.
Wow.
That's less than 3 years from now. DailyTelegraph.com. China, world's largest robotics producer. Gawker. Robots now replacing Chinese workers and U.S. fighter pilots. Yeah, and it's not just those. Those are the ones that are actually going to come out there and take you out when
fear in the hearts of the lazy.
Correctly. This is interesting. They've taught this group of robots here, these drones, how to fly in formation and do different maneuvers. So imagine surrounding you at that point and then tasing you. That's what That's the future right there. Robots really are coming for your job, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing a baseball bat won't fix. Right?
Germany, thousands of jobs to be replaced by robots. Bound, you have some people whining about minimum wage.
Well,
what's going to happen?
I heard you guys talking earlier about the minimum wage jobs you endured. And I was a cook for a very long time. And, of course, I flipped many a burger. And now the robots are going to be flipping those burgers. Well, I tried to picture myself without a job, and there's a restaurant full of robots making hamburgers. And what are the robots doing when they get off of work? Are they getting in a car and going home to their robot families? Are they paying into the system? Who thought of this whole robot thing? Because it's stupid. It's stupid. The whole system is completely filled with stupidity. What contribution are the robots going to give humanity or themselves?
Well, the whole thing was that the robots are going to take the jobs that we don't want to do, and thereby freeing us up to do lots of other things.
Like not have a job.
Exactly. But then, along with that is not going to be free rent and free food stamps, although they'll probably will have lots of food stamps for those people. But it's going to be, we're going to be destitute. Robots will be the worker class,
right?
And then there'll be an upper class of controllers.
Of course, yeah, right. And they'll belong to they'll belong to a select elite that will control them from their ivory towers, which we, as a population of destitute and starving people, unless we're taken out by Ebola or God knows what, SWAT teams, what they have planned for us, are going to come down. And I mean, what reality are they creating for themselves?
Yeah, and
this is the reality. We talk about it here all the time about the reality we're dealing with. What reality are these controllers creating for themselves? Because it's going to be an elite few, and they're going to be surrounded with their little robots. And there's going to be millions of us with children that we got to feed, with futures that we were going to have here in America, a place that was born of the individual, that was born of invention. We invented robots. We invented the hamburger, for crying out loud. We will invent going into that ivory tower and taking out the elite. I know that's maybe a little too out there, too positive to think, but if you think about it, what do they have going for them? How far can they protect themselves from what's coming to them?
Yeah, and the point I was going to make is when we think about everybody who's out there who may be skeptical, oh, robots aren't going to take over. Think about what happened with your big video stores, your big chains, and now you have what? Redbox.
Redbox.
And
and
Redbox is
essentially a robot.
Yeah, it's very convenient, but it took away the job of the person who stocks the shelves,
who
the
told
manager.
You about the new movies.
Yeah.
You might like this. You might like that. That personal service is now gone.
But then
it's all done with algorithms through Facebook.
But then again, there are people being paid at Netflix to make better movies than what's being made in Hollywood. So as we as Americans invent, technology takes over and we move forward. But this is complete lunacy, where robots are going to protect this elite few. And by the way, the elite few, the number of global billionaires has doubled since this came out a few days ago, since the financial crisis in 2008. So billionaires are becoming more and more. They're entering a fantasy world where there's fewer and fewer of them and there's more and more of us. And we're not idiots. We're not your slaves. You're going to make your slaves and you're going to send them towards us and they're going to take our jobs and there's going to be 10 of you and there's going to be hundreds of millions of us. And so you either have to commit mass genocide on us, or we're coming and we're going to change the whole thing back to the way it was, where people like Jakari and Rob Dew and the rest of you out there used your mind, your God-given humanity to create a place where the rest of us can live together in harmony.
But before that happens, I think we're going to have to deal with robots that are learning from insects, that are learning by themselves, that are becoming autonomous drones. We have a whole bunch of things. And who's at the heart of this now? Google which is on a path to control information, is now also buying robot companies. They're building a robot army, and only Popular Science, you know, people like MBR are like, huh, Google's buying a bunch of robot companies. That's awesome. Hat tip to the future. Popular Science, kind of a bought-off organization, especially when it comes to 9/11 Truth. Why is Google building a robot army? And they go over the different robot companies that they bought, and essentially they're buying things like Big Dog. They're buying the Cheetah. They're buying the little robot drones, but also they're buying a sensor company. And we have a B-roll of that these thermostats that you're going to have in your house. They're going to be hooked up via USB or by Ethernet. The thermostats on your walls, the smoke detectors, all these are going to be little gadgets that are going to gather more information. If you thought your smartphone wasn't stealing information from you, well, they're just going to be implanting sensors in your home that are going to be getting all the data they need to sell you products. Of course, they won't be spying on you, but we know all that stuff.
Yeah, we saw the CIA director will spy on you through your dishwasher.
Through your dishwasher and through your smoke detector and through your thermostat. It's all going to be coming down the pipe. They're going to be spying on you through your lights. Everything is happening at this point. And it just goes back to, you know, after this election, what's going to happen with the economy? Are we going to see any big boost? Are there going to be more jobs created? Right now they're saying, well, Forbes came out with an article saying unemployment's at 5.8% now. But just 2 months ago, it was at 12%. How does it drop that fast? Although we've seen no noticeable impact. It's just they're playing with the numbers. But don't worry, we got the illegals that they're going to give amnesty to, and they're going to pull us out of the housing crisis. They've got the mayor of San Antonio, who's on Obama's cabinet now, Julian Castro, who's basically said, hey, when we get these 11 million illegals, give them amnesty, they're going to be wanting to buy houses. So that's going to help us now. That's just going to change the economy.
Okay.
I mean, it's total lunacy what we're doing, and that's all going to happen. And we're going to have that coming up. I guess if we get to it, we're going to have the Obama 5-finger death punch, which is going to happen right after the election.
Well, it makes you wonder with the Republican votes that we had, how many Democrats switched over to Republican, how many independents went to Republican, because it's getting so serious out there that people are getting desperate with Ebola and with everything that's going on, that somebody has to take charge. Well, I don't believe the Republicans are going to be able to take charge either. It's probably just going to be a greed fest as well.
I think you're going to see more of the same. You're going to see some lip service here right after the election, and then slowly it's going to fade away. The economy really wasn't a big issue for any of these guys. I don't think no wars were, that was not a big issue.
I didn't recall hearing that at all.
I don't see anybody saying we're going to stop funding terrorist groups like ISIS. None of that happened. John, you worked on an invention piece that we're going to have coming up, and then I think we're going to replay, Alex wanted us to replay the gun piece that we did where we went out and shot
Brothers in Arms.
Brothers in Arms. It was Leanne, Alex, Shane Steiner, Weldon was out there, I was out there, Josh was out there. We blew up my TV. But John, go into your invention thing. Like, inventions are like the lifeblood of this country.
Yeah, I got a little ambitious, and I went and I tried to do basically a piece on all of the inventions, because Obama's speech about if you got a business you didn't build, that really struck a nerve in everybody here, and we're constantly playing that piece over and over again. So I wondered just how many inventions we had here in America. How innovative have we been? And it's just ridiculous. I mean, we invented everything that we use. You name it, we invented it. The British beat us a little bit, and they claim to share a few inventions with us, but far and away, America and the ingenuity of the people that have been here for the short amount of time, really, that the United States has been here, have conducted an experiment that we're all a part of. And what it comes down to is the fact that it's about you, and it's about your creative inventiveness. It's about you not giving in to the socialist agenda and believing that what Obama is telling you in this speech, which could possibly be the stupidest and worst speech of a president of a human being, when you really dissect it, what he's telling you is for you to be his slave.